I had that anxiety attack. I'm pastoring at this point
Yeah.
now. And I was doing everything they tell me to do in church. Praying, studying, reading the Bible, loving my wife, all the stuff they tell you to do in church, I was doing that. I had spiritual development, but not personal development. You can't improve nothing without ambition. You can't improve your life. Like you have to aspire to become a better person.
Yeah.
Sanctification doesn't work if you don't have ambition to be like Christ. The criticism gets on my nerves. I can't say it doesn't bother me, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I know is best. God may have already answered some of the prayers you have for needs that you need met by giving you skills you had.
Hey, family, welcome to the Jamal Bryant Podcast. Let's be clear. I can't tell you how excited I am today. I've got one of the foremost preachers for this generation. It's my guy, Pastor Dharius Daniels, Philadelphia, Jersey, Orlando, Atlanta, Mars, Uranus. He is absolutely everywhere. Hey, brother.
What's up, family?
Man, I'm glad you were in town.
Listen, I'm actually here more than you.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Let's be clear.
No, that's an absolute lie. I got to track you down on social media to see which campus you on.
Brother, thank God for technology.
We're glad to have you. I wanted to have a conversation with you a few weeks ago. It was the Hampton Ministers Conference. I didn't go. But I told some of my young preachers, it is really just, at this point, the Smithsonian of preaching. It is the last bastion of what preaching used to be. I was a young preacher. I was riding around with cassette tapes in my car. I knew when the preacher was going to breathe. I knew when he was turning the page. I know where he was stopping. And preaching has changed.
Yes.
I'm not going to say either way. It has just changed.
Yes.
What direction you think preaching is going in?
I think there are two types of changes.
Okay.
First type of change I feel like is healthy and helpful. Second type of change I feel like is unhelpful and actually regressive.
Wow.
When it comes to how preaching contributes to people's spiritual growth.
Yes.
So when I say healthy and helpful, meaning like every era and age has like communication styles, vibes, etc. Right? So stylistically, if we like look at some of the people that we kind of grew up listening to, the way they talk was just kind of reflective of that age and that era.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay for people to communicate in ways. So now there's much more interaction. So on social media and things of that particular nature. So communication is more conversational. So some preachers are taking a more conversational tone. I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah.
I think obviously, and you would agree with this too, right? That we also want to be speaking in a way that's addressing the issues of the day that are going on in people's lives and in society. So I think that's helpful. Here is where I think it's challenging. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think there is I'll put it this way. The more the world becomes like Rome, the more the church has to become like Acts.
Ooh.
And because that's the case, what I feel like is there is a need in this era for much more theological depth. Like I feel like we're in the era where there needs to be a return to the pastor theologian. Because here's what's happening, Jay.
Yeah.
In the early 90s, there was this church, you were in school, I was in school, this church growth movement that became very formulaic. So people started hosting conferences around methodologies, church in a box. This is the way we do it. So people started taking those methodologies, right, going back to their churches, implementing it, seeing growth.
Right.
Okay. So the systems per se were the kind of the impetus for growth. So what happened is it started growing these large churches. These leaders started getting these large platforms. So now because they got platforms and influence because of the church they built, now they get invitations to speak into things socially. They don't have the theological acumen to speak into.
Wow.
So now we at home watching people who's supposed to represent us on CNN, NBC, MSNBC, Fox, and they're speaking, and we cringing.
Yeah.
Because we know you knew how to work a formula to build a church, but you don't have the theological depth.
That wasn't even your formula.
Right.
Yes.
But you don't have the depth to speak to the issues of the day. And I just kind of feel like the depth theologically is missing not in all, but in a lot of contemporary preaching. And I think as a result of that, it's regressive in terms of people's spiritual growth. And then it just weakens the church's witness in the world because we saying, bring us to the table. Then when we get there, we don't have nothing to say.
I was a part of the last class of Samuel DeWitt Proctor. And he said something, Darius, that has messed me up and haunted me. He said the theological depth of the preacher changed when our space shifted from being called a study to an office.
That's strong. That's strong.
Yes, that the place where the parson or pastor or reverend would go to read, to write, to pray, to reflect is now where we go to do business.
Yes.
I don't know. I've been here 6 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've written 3 sermons in my office.
I know I hadn't.
Yeah. It is not that we have to do so much business that I got to cram. You and I was sitting together a couple of years ago at Bishop Jakes' meeting, and the whole time we in the meeting, you writing notes for something you got to do 2 Wednesdays.
Jay, why are we talking about this in public?
No. I'm saying it that the mind of it is not regulated to a space.
Got it. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. No.
Let's be clear.
It was during a break. During a break. Right. Nobody was up speaking. No. What I was dealing with is you was finding a scrap sheet of paper because something that just been downloaded in that moment that is not the old model. Was, I start writing on Wednesday.
Yes, right.
I do the final revision Friday so the church secretary to put it tight on the bulletin for Saturday. Now you got to download it where it is that you go.
Yeah.
My sister, Dr. Tamer, says it is hard being a multi-gifted person in a singular gift society. Yeah, when you're multi-gifted, singular gifted people don't understand you or misunderstand
That's
you.
Right.
I have watched you evolve and develop into several different spaces outside of the pastorate.
Mm-hmm.
Almost there's where you have to defend being multi-gifted.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And I want you to talk about the weight of that because here's what's crazy is public education spends more money on special education than the gifted and talented program. So most of our resources and energy is for those who it is hard to comprehend. And we give very little resource and energy for those who are quick and adept to make the advancement. How do you manage that space of excellence in a culture that celebrates mediocrity?
Yeah, man. So one, we don't have to talk about this, but one point of clarification. A lot of the defense.
Yeah.
A lot of the defense I have to engage in is defending in the Christian community.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not.
Not a lot. All of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a lot of them.
It's
all
not
of
people
it.
in culture
that
are like, yo, how are you doing this or how are you doing that?
Right.
It is. And when I say Christian community, Jay, I'm not just talking about in pews. I'm talking about in pulpits.
The pews don't have no questions. They're grateful. Thank you for modeling for us.
Yeah. It's leaders who have said things like, "See, I'm a real pastor."
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm not a real pastor because I have a foot in ministry in the church and a foot in marketplace ministry.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and I'm not saying this is the case with this particular individual, but generally speaking, people critique you for doing something they can't.
Yes.
That's the difference. It's like, it's one thing if you could and you aren't.
Yes.
You can't, so you critique it. So what all I'm doing is some get 5, some get 2, some get 1. I don't know what mine is, according to Matthew 25, but whatever God gave me, I just kind of want to maximize that.
Yeah.
So I have a foot in ministry in church by leading our Churches Change Church. But also, Jay, I don't know if I ever told you this. In 2014, I had an anxiety attack.
No.
Last year at Fuller, doing my doctoral work, I think you endorsed my first book, Represent Jesus.
Right.
Working with a deadline with that.
Yeah.
Then I was in a fight with this town we were trying to put a church in. Had this anxious anxiety attack or whatever. And here's what hit me, Jay. I had that anxiety attack. I'm pastoring at this point now. And I was doing everything they tell me to do in church. Praying, studying, reading the Bible, loving my wife, all the stuff they tell you to do in church, I was doing that. I had spiritual development, but not personal development. So when I came out of that attack, I recognized I actually had to go to the class at Fuller the very next week. And I left that class saying, I'm going to get a therapist to deal with my past. I'm going to get a coach to deal with my future. And the coach, who was a pastor, was actually the one that's changed my life. Because here's the thing. My issue wasn't, I didn't know how to manage the Bible. I didn't know how to manage time. I didn't know how to set boundaries. I didn't know how to not overcommit. And so what happened was I had that experience and I just said, hey, what this guy did for me, I feel called to do that to other people.
That's great.
Because you can't even grow like in terms of spiritual development without having the foundation of personal development. So that's how I got into that. And I got in it to help people. But then I began to see like, as I started adding value to people, here's where I had to do some mind work. I had to get out of kind of church thought. And that is, when I started adding value to people, I say, okay, their compensation is their certificate of appreciation for the contribution I made to their life.
That's right.
And so I began to see like kind of the business aspect of this. I'm going to deliver value because I serve you. You're going to deliver value back to me. And then not too long after that, my mom had a health crisis. And was no longer able to work. Doesn't to this day. Thank God she's doing good, but not to this day. My dad's an amazing man. And I knew like, okay, I don't just have to think about my kids now. I got to think about my mama.
Ooh.
And all these people that's telling me I should just be preaching sermons and doing nothing else. You ain't helping my mama.
Right.
Right. And the Bible says that's actually my first responsibility. She actually before y'all.
Yes.
And so that's when I just kind of went like full out on this is a way for me to bless other people in terms of the services that I'm offering in business. And it is also a way for me to take care of the people that God holds me responsible for. And so the criticism gets on my nerves. I can't say it doesn't bother me, but it's not going to stop me from doing what I know is best.
My value of you went up, not from any exegesis, not from any church plant. It's from one post that should have gone viral. Of you going home to Mississippi and paying off your parents' bills. Because I have only seen entertainers do it. And I've never seen anybody in the kingdom model, this is what you do in terms of generational wealth. That generational wealth is not trapped in a plane, a car, in a bag. So what am I doing going this way and going that way? And to model that meant so much. I was at a preachers conference maybe about 6 years ago. About 6,000 pastors are there. And I said to them, I had to repent because I got to a place in my ministry where I thought my father could no longer advise me. That I had outgrown his counsel because he hadn't pastored at that size. I want you to talk about what are the dynamics. I read this quote. Your father will be the only man who's excited that you pass him.
That's the only one that'll say it and mean it.
Yeah, and mean it for real. Tell me how the dynamics of you all's relationship are seeing you go into places of ministry he didn't daydream.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yes, sir.
He's never think I want one church in two different states. I mean, that wasn't even on his playlist.
Yeah.
Tell me how the dynamics of being in the same field but operating in two different oxygen levels.
Yeah.
How that functions and plays out.
You know, here's one of the things that I'm going to say about my dad, at least when it came to that.
Yeah.
One of the things that he always seemed to be intentional about is making sure that I left the house with certain values, but then he'd never tried to force his vision kind of on me. And I think sometimes that's what parents do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I never felt growing up the preacher's kid bubble.
Yeah.
I never felt that.
Oh, that's great.
Like, he did an amazing job of letting me be a kid. And like, I would talk to him about anything, like it was no judgment, none of that. So we kind of had that collegial relationship. We was like, it was respect was there, but yet at the same time, like when Jesus said, from henceforth I no longer call you servants, I call you friends. So the authority lines are clear, but there's a spirit of friendship that permeates the relationship. And that kind of made me feel safe. And I think one of the things that, because that was the case, it was like, it was not just your son, but it's seeing your boy do stuff that he wants to do. And it's almost like my dream isn't his dream.
Yeah.
He's still in rural Mississippi.
Yeah.
And like earlier in his pastor, Jay, he had opportunities to go to larger cities, larger churches.
Yeah.
But he's such a clear man. He taught me how to admire without desire. To say, I admire that.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
I don't want, I want this tractor.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
I want this grass or whatever. But I think here's the thing, and I lean on it from time to time here. I think sometimes as we get older, as we get older, younger, our fathers help us discover strengths.
Yeah.
Then once you discover your strengths and walk in your strengths, then what we have to recognize is the role of the fathers now is to help support my weakness. So for me, yes, I am leading, like our staff is probably larger than the church my dad leads.
Right.
But just because our staff is larger, he's still greater in spiritual stature.
Listen, that's the
and
lesson.
He's greater in wisdom.
Yes.
So it's like, yes, I don't need to call him on how to handle the staff.
Yeah.
But I did need to call him when I dropped my last son off at college.
Oh, yeah.
To say, okay, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown right now.
Got my feet while I run this race.
Yes, I think that's serious. The key. But here's something else. This is your podcast. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
I want you to think about this. So, and this is something that a mentor of mine, we were talking about, and I dealt with a little bit with my kids. So, and I want to ask you, because you dealt with it a little bit in terms of your father's stature.
Yes.
Did produce, until you came into your own, I would imagine it produced a kind of a shadow.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a very new phenomenon.
A lunar eclipse. not a shadow.
But like that's a newer phenomenon for the African American community.
Yeah.
And so, me and some of my friends, we're all kind of going through this similarly, where we kind of had to, quote unquote, get it out of the mud.
Yeah. And
then we have children, particularly boys, who want to, and they don't have to.
Yes.
It's like, why you want to start there?
Yeah.
And so this is your podcast, but I kind of want to ask you, like, how did you manage that dynamic of having a father that kind of had a shadow that you had to live in and still find yourself?
It's twofold answer.
That's got to be a record. I know nobody's ever asked you a question on your podcast.
No,
okay.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. So hip hop is 51 years old. Black mega churches are 41. So hip hop is older than the black mega church.
Mm-hmm.
In the history of the black mega church, 8 mega churches have transitioned. I am only one of 2 that's not a relative. Put that over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Part of God's hand of movement, for those of you who don't know, I'm 3rd generation AME. is he had to put me in a place where I could not lean on his legacy.
Got you.
So nobody on the planet would say he got the new birth because John Bryant is his father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to shift it, I couldn't lean on what it is that I knew. My dad never wanted me to pastor.
Mine either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I came and told him I'm starting Empowerment Temple, he was crestfallen. Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
You're doing so good.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And I think because he never pushed me to be following in his footsteps. I always knew I wanted to be in ministry, but didn't want to pastor.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is the child my parents deserved. They're good people.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
They're faithful. Yeah. They're integrous. They got amazing, stellar character. Tamar Bryant is the fruit of their prayer and their sacrifice in the vineyard. I am the lead contributor to their intercessory life. So our patterns of ministry are so different that he allowed me to find my voice, to find my space, and to find my own name. To be John Bryant's son, I wouldn't be who I am in ministry. Right now, I'd be an AME bishop.
Right.
This moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's strong.
And I'd be bringing you to my mid-year convocation. that would be it.
Yeah.
But God had to circumnavigate to see which father's name am I going to depend on.
Gosh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I had to do that through trial and error.
Strong.
So what should have disinherited me established me.
Yeah.
I'm the first person in my family to get a divorce. First person in my family to have a child out of wedlock. First person in my family to not finish high school. So all the things that would bring shame to a family is what God had to use to ordain me.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
Say, you ain't with them, you with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's through that process. He's actually coming to preach for me this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
Yo, that's wild. I love it.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, so you didn't grow up in Jackson?
No. I grew up in a small town, Kilmichael, Mississippi.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams ran for governor, state of Georgia, and did something I've never seen. She started there as building her groundwork in rural areas first and came to Atlanta last. Whenever people think about Black people, whether it's Black economy or the vote or education, it's always the thought of inner city. But we give no responsibility to rural areas. I bring that to bear because I've been leading a boycott against Target. Then I shifted to Dollar General, and people in rural areas raised up. Say, hold up, Rhea.
Yeah. We need this.
We was with you.
Yes.
But this is the only groceries we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you to talk about what do you see, having lived in both, navigated both. What do you think the church is missing in terms of rural impact?
Yeah. So a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to say is I think unintentionally, and of course, this is a generalization, but unintentionally, the church can be kind of presumptive and dismissive about the human resources that exist in rural communities.
Yeah.
It is almost as if we assume that they are there because they have no option to be there. Right. You have no other skill set. You have no other talent. There's a talent deficit. And you are just, so there's this, like, just like there's caricatures of African Americans and in terms of the way we're presented, like in media and things of that nature, the same thing happens in rural communities, right? So you would be thinking that everybody in the town I grew up in, Kilmichael, Mississippi, when I grew up there, it was less than 800 people. It's about 500 people now. My high school graduating class was 32 people.
No way.
One full-time police officer, one part-time police officer who drove my school bus during the day. He covered the night shift as a police. Still live on the same house, same street. Whole night. Well, he's not a police officer anymore, but he still lives there. But the point that I'm making, you would think they were walking around barefoot, no tooth, no teeth, speaking broken English with no skills.
Right.
And so I kind of feel like there's this dismissiveness that we kind of operate with, and we don't fail to realize that there are human resources there that are, in many cases, just as gifted, just as insightful as some of the larger spaces. And if we don't realize and recognize that, I think what we end up doing is we do ministry in a way that's consistent with who we think is there, not who really there.
Ooh.
So you think you're talking to Barefoot Bob.
Yes.
And so now you don't bring excellence.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing. Two, I think and this is probably, I used to say it's Western, it's more American now. So people throw out these terms, Western Christianity. It's America's kind of the last bastion right now. Like, anyway, the point that I'm making is I also feel like there's this assumption that fruitfulness and size are the same thing.
Man, say it slow.
You got me?
Yes.
That fruitfulness and size.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, because certain metropolitan areas have more people, then just, it's math. Sometimes it's not even ministry, bro.
Yes.
It's math.
Yes.
It's more people. So let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Yes.
Well, people ask like, I've been in Atlanta like 2.5 years now, at least our church plant.
Yes.
And so all of the people ask, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, bro, I didn't do anything different. I just moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
It's more people in the city.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes.
I don't think I'm a better preacher. I think culture.
Let's not do that. Let's not do false humility now.
No. I mean,
one of the best there is nationwide is on your side.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I'm saying, like messages I was preaching in Jersey.
Yes.
I don't feel like these messages in Atlanta are superior.
Yes.
It's just
the market.
It's the market.
1,200 people move here every 10 days.
Yeah.
Every 10 days.
Yeah. So of course we would see some of the stuff. So I feel like because we don't see the numbers, we assume like, yo, it's not fruit.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, there are some places there, like the churches I grew up in. I could tell you the stock of preachers that came from that church.
Oh,
and how they develop. And they can develop and mold preachers, Jay. Let's keep it honest.
Yes.
In a way me and you can't.
Absolutely.
You can't let your MITs speak at Newburgh on a Sunday morning.
No. I can't even let them do trial sermon on Bible study night. We got to have a special session on Saturday.
Right. We doing trial sermon to the church.
Yes.
Because the church was, one, mature enough. It didn't have the spiritual diversity that we have.
And we wasn't streaming.
So even the mothers knew when you was off.
Right.
That ain't it, baby. But God be with you. That's wrong, but preach anyway.
I want you to help pastors and business leaders who are almost about to fall under the curse of David's counting. Yeah. And here's the reality that I say even at seminaries. The reality, Darius, is Dr. King never pastored more than 400 people and changed the world. Whatever city he was in, never had the biggest church.
Yeah.
But his message moved an entire nation.
Yeah.
And we are part of a subculture, whether you're in ministry or not. People want to know how many followers you got on Instagram, how many people follow you on Snapchat. And I want you to talk about the stewardship of size because a lot of preachers want to quit.
Yes.
They ain't seeing police direct traffic.
Yes.
They not seeing no great parking lot. I have never met a pastor in my life under 55 who says, I like the size my church is now. I've never.
That's a fact.
Have you ever preached a sermon on contentment?
I have, but not in
I've never
a pastor setting. I
got to do it. Because we don't know what it means to be a base and a bound.
Yeah.
Talk about managing that size because you may not be called to thousands.
Here's what I think. When I look at the pastors that influenced my journey, I can say unequivocally, if the pastors that influenced me had the churches that I had, I wouldn't be the man that I am.
Wow.
They actually, in my opinion, had so heresy hunters. Time out, back up. Like, bro, this spirit of the Pharisee is real out here now.
We getting to it.
But this is crazy. But it is like I think in terms of character, like a person that is not 100% divine and human. So let's put Jesus in the category by himself.
Yes.
You look at somebody like John the Baptist.
To
me, he's the most impressive figure in the New Testament. Because what do you do when your assignment demands decrease? I don't know if people realize how hot John was, bro.
Hey, listen, man.
He's hot.
Pass from
He, him. John was him.
Yeah.
John was him. He was him.
Yeah.
And he recognized my assignment is actually to decrease. And so the character that it takes to be able to do that, the clarity that it takes to be able to do that. So like if pastors that I came up under had the responsibility that I had, they would not have had the time to disciple me the way that they've discipled me. And here's the thing, Jay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Many business leaders and pastors are actually doing what Solomon warned against, chasing the wind.
Ooh.
We're doing the exact opposite of what Solomon had. And ain't none of us got what he had.
Yeah.
We don't have the affluence. We don't have the influence. We don't have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And he's like, there never feels like there because you never get there.
And don't know if you already there.
Yeah. And so I do think there's this balance between like, okay, how can I make sure because stewardship, in my opinion, is maximizing. So how can I make sure I'm maximizing the gifts God's given me? And then at the same time, how can I make sure I'm not putting my contentment in the hands of something I actually don't have any control over? So because I've been on the other side of that with burnout and anxiety attacks and stuff like that, my philosophy a lot is, you can have it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's like to feel like you almost lost your mind.
Yes.
Oh, no, you can have it. So like even in my business, bro, we say, what we're going to do? We're going to make as much as we can without it costing me my peace. If it costs me peace,
it's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it. Church either.
The flip side of that is the church is the only place in the world you have to apologize for ambition. That if you want anything grand, it's like, oh no, why you want that?
Yeah,
aim low. That's where the glory resides. Aim low.
Yeah.
How do you override finding the push and knowing the difference between the push being Darius and the push being divine?
That's really good, Jay. And here's what I think. I think it all goes back to like, I think you're right. Generally speaking, this is generalization.
Yeah.
The church has an underdeveloped theology of ambition. You can't improve nothing without ambition. You can't improve your life. Like you have to aspire to become a better person.
Yeah.
Sanctification doesn't work if you don't have ambition to be like Christ. Like the Holy Spirit is to use your what the Bible calls spiritual hunger.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is vain ambition. There's ambition that's self-destructive. There's ambition for the purpose of self-glory. But then this desire to accomplish something, to build something, to maximize your potential.
Yeah.
I feel like church puts that in an unhealthy category, and it shouldn't be. Now, for me, to answer your question specifically, I'm going to ask a few questions. Is it God? Is it Darius? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes those lines aren't as clear as people think they are.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this. Is it holy? Meaning, is this undertaking I'm about to engage in inconsistent with scriptural values? Is it healthy? Is it going to ruin my soul? Or is it going to ruin my soul? Is it holy? Is it healthy? Is it harmful? Is it going to hurt other people or hurt my family? And if it passed that test and I don't have a clear word one way or another on it, I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
And so some people's like, why you did that? Because I wanted to.
Yeah.
It was holy, it was healthy, and it didn't hurt anybody. So I did it. So some of that wrestling that a lot of people do, is this God, this me? I don't do a lot of that wrestling. I want to know if it's the Father. If he doesn't make that clear to me, I feel like that now heresy hunters might jump on this one too. I want to grow to be the kind of person that not only trusts God, but God trusts me.
That's a whole plot twist. That's a whole plot twist.
Yeah, he trusts me.
Yeah. I'm usually able to gauge the battery pack by how much I got to put into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it's from him, the people going to start coming.
Yeah.
The resources going to start coming. The staff is able to do it. If it's me, I'm pounding the desk at the staff meeting. Why is this not done? Where are we?
Yeah.
And nobody got any answers, and I'm trying to force it.
Yeah.
To make it work and get in that place. I want you to, John Maxwell has this book called Talent is Not Enough.
Man.
It is.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer.
It should be a must read for the gifted.
Yes. Yes.
For the gifted.
Yes.
That's a must read.
And he has a byline that haunts me that says it is harder to be faithful as a success than it is to be as a failure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. In failure, I got to trust him.
100%.
He's all I got.
Yes.
But in success, it requires a different discipline of prayer.
Yes.
For you to get in there. At this point of success in your ministry, how does it impact your devotion?
Man, it's a great question. And I'm going to go back to the same thing that I've been kind of saying before. I think that a lot of for many people, the price of success is their sanity.
Let me pause, add an addendum, or their family.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
100%. Yes.
Which may be connected to the first.
Right. Yeah. So I think because I'm stewarding what I'm stewarding, Jay, that there's a backside to every blessing. More of anything mean more of everything.
Yeah.
You get more of what you do want, you get more of what you don't want.
Yeah.
Proverb says, in an empty stable, ain't no mess. Right?
Yes, right.
The more ox, the more in the stable, the more mess.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, people look at the campuses. So, hey, more square footage, more bills.
Yeah.
More staff.
Yeah.
More headaches.
Yeah.
So I think the backside of the blessing has to keep me on my knees.
Yeah.
Because even though in some people's eyes there may be some success in this area, to maintain my sanity in terms of what it takes to keep my family in terms of what it takes to manage that is kind of what like drives my devotion. Yeah. Here is, if I'm being candid, I was going to be honest, but here's, if I'm being candid, I literally had a conversation with my dad about this once I reached certain financial goals.
Yeah.
Once their bills were paid off.
Yeah.
Once I knew my kids were straight.
Yeah.
And once I had built this business ecosystem.
Yeah.
Where I am serving Change Church out of purpose, not out of need.
Listen.
Like when I stand up there every Sunday, I'm standing up there because God calls me to be here.
With a pure heart.
With a pure heart. Not because my bills aren't going to be paid if I'm not here. So I feel like the kind of pivot that I had to make was like my drive very often, particularly on the business side, for success was to take care of the people that I needed to take care of.
Yeah.
Then once they were taken care of, it was like, now I had to kind of shift to say, okay, I got to drive because I want to be of service to others.
Yeah.
Because the things that used to motivate me,
yeah,
they don't motivate me in the same way because I've been able to take care of that.
Yeah. Walter Thomas puts it this, Bishop Walter Thomas says, the greatest freedom and the greatest burden is not owing nobody nothing. Yeah, I mean, because you got to put guardrails up.
Yeah.
Because once you have that freedom, you can become dismissive.
Yes.
Like,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When you are called to people,
yes,
but don't need people.
Yes.
Woo! Listen, what you say? Ain't no 2 weeks. Thank you for the good time. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I want you to talk about, because you have entered a terradome of being able to give the principles of wealth when society only knows it as prosperity.
Mm-hmm. Church too.
Yeah. Yes.
Church too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you walk that Cirque du Soleil tightrope?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, because the people who you are preaching to always got to raise the eyebrow.
Yeah.
What you trying to get from me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What's happening in the back end?
Yes. Yeah.
And how were you able to model that with clean hands without having to show your purse?
Got it. All right. So a few things I would say. The first of which, it kind of starts with my mindset. Some mindset, like mind renewal that God, I feel like, had to do with me. And that is this. You talked about kind of like multi-gifted or something along those lines earlier. I had to come to terms with this, Jay. The church can determine what parts of me they want. You can't determine all I'm going to be.
Ooh. Wow.
So if you only want the author, just get the book. If you only want the podcast, just listen to the podcast. If you only want the sermons on YouTube, just do that.
Yeah.
So you can determine what you want from me. You don't get to determine all I get to be because you weren't in on that conversation.
Yeah.
That's a me and God conversation.
Yeah.
You weren't in on that.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that I had to do. And that set me free from the opinions of peers and mentors and people, right? Then spiritually, I had to come to terms with this. And I'm not, obviously, you're a man of prayer. You have a legacy of prayer. I believe in prayer. I pray regularly throughout the day. So you just got to throw that out.
Right.
But it's almost like the church is only satisfied with us being intercessors and not answers.
Good grief.
The intercessor is talking to God about the problem.
Yeah.
When you're the answer, God talked to you about being the solution.
Yeah.
So the intercessor is saying, Lord, get them to school.
Yeah.
The answer is saying, Darius, write the scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was like, I want to go from just being an intercessor to being an answer.
Yeah.
Because we praying about some stuff in church that could be fixed with a check.
Yeah.
We need to pray for cancer. We need to pray for what's going on in our society. Mental health. We praying for kids to get in school.
Yeah.
That's a check.
Yeah.
And I was in a conversation with my coach one time. Here's something he said to me. You'll love this, Shay. He said, we in the session. He said, write down all the gifts you feel like God's giving you. And he's like, no false humility. Write them down. Write them down. Arrogance doesn't come from you knowing what you have. Arrogance comes when you forget who gave it to you. So I wrote it down. Then he looked at me. We on Zoom, Jay. He looked at me and said, how many of these you monetizing?
The doors of the church are open.
He said, how many of these that you monetize?
Wow.
And so for me, I was like, okay. The Bible says in Proverbs, blessed is, cursed is the one who hoards the grain, but blessed is the one who sells it.
Yes.
So for me, I had to shift from saying, okay, I need to see selling as service to people. And I need to make sure that line is very clear. So when it comes to church, when it comes to sanctification and salvation, there is no paywall. Freely we give, freely we receive. When it comes to optimization, in these other areas, it requires an investment because the investment is the easiest thing you're going to do. The easiest thing you do is pay for the book. The hardest thing is to read it. That's the hard thing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And so for me, what I begin to see is, like in religious settings, people saw selling as sin. When God's anti-exploitation, he's anti-dishonesty, he hates unjust scales, he's anti-predatory behavior. He's not anti-profit. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be honest. Yeah. We're going to have integrity. We're not going to use false scarcity. I'm not going to say, like, because I would be in masterminds, I'm learning stuff, and people like, you got to use scarcity to sell it. And they'd be like, there'll be people selling ebooks saying it's a limited quantity. I'm like, bro, it's an email. It's not a limited. Like, right. So, right. But I'm going to be honest. But other than that, I'm going to go to bed at night knowing I've done it with honesty. I've done it with integrity.
Yeah.
I've separated ministry in the church where there's no paywall.
Yeah.
To the contribution I'm making in the marketplace. And you get to determine what part of me you want. And if you want none of me, because I'm walking in the fullness of me, you're not for me. You don't have to buy nothing.
I got to lay down. It's too much.
Yeah. You don't have to buy a thing. I'm going to be right there on Sunday, giving you everything I got. But when I run these programs and run these classes and run these courses and run this other stuff over here on this other side, you have no obligation for that at all.
See, you stretch me. You stretch me because I was in bondage. I'm telling you,
so free.
I was watching you online. You was offering some class. It was a 1 day only. I don't even remember what the registration is. That's good. I clutch my own purse. I like, ain't no way. And I need you to understand why. Because of my civil rights background and social justice, I have been tattooed with serving scarcity. To say, so I don't charge not that much. It don't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to have Kirk Franklin, John P. Key, and Beyonce same night.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to get a sponsor.
At the church?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm the same way at the church.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 100% the same way at the church.
But you going outside of it.
When it comes to the marketplace.
Yes.
Right? There's no paywall for anything at our church. But when it comes to marketplace, the contribution I'm making in the marketplace, that requires an investment. Because one, it requires an investment from me to actually pull it off.
Yeah.
Like to actually do it, it requires an investment, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if the laborer is worthy of his hire in ministry.
Yes. Yes.
In preaching.
Yes.
Definitely the laborer should be worthy of his hire if I'm helping you develop something. Watch this. And you don't have to get it from me. But if you come and get it from me, it's because you want to learn it from someone who's not only doing it, but who share your value system. See, what set me free was...
sign up for your class.
what set me free was, I was walking around at this one event, and it was like, everywhere I was walking, Jay, I was getting stopped. And I was like, I ain't known like that.
Right.
I'm church known.
Yeah.
If you ain't in the, I'm not known like you. So if you ain't in church, you don't know me. So the fact that I'm getting stopped, this is not a church event, it's a business event. I knew what the cheapest ticket was to get in there. I'm like, y'all stopping me, you go to church. So you here investing in this with people who I know don't love you like I do.
Good grief.
And not better at what they doing than I am. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an option for you to take advantage of if you want to learn from people that share your value system. And people like, I learned a lot from Myron Golden and others. He shares my value system.
Yeah.
So I want to be in an environment where I'm learning the principles I need without somebody cussing me out.
Yeah.
I created that space for believers. If they want it, great. But I'm going to offer it, whether you want it or not, because some people do.
I want you to stretch people to move outside of their comfortability. George Frazier gave me a principle that still incubates in me. He said, Black people, Darius, are trained to pursue business that matches their passion. He said, Jamal, your passion is your hobby. You got to go after what's going to make a profit.
Yeah.
And so we got enough chicken wing stands. We got enough hair bundles. I want you to push people, especially the economy is dipping, the stock market is having an asthma attack. Tariffs is on the way any day now.
Yes.
I want you to push people to go in the pursuits that don't match necessarily their heartbeat.
Yeah. Here's what I would say. God may have already answered some of the prayers you have for needs that you need met by giving you skills you hadn't used and monetized yet. That would be the first thing that I would say. And then the next thing that I would say, quite frankly, is you've got to make sure as a Christian you don't live with what I call reactionary theology. And that is, you develop a mindset about like wealth and money in reaction to error, as opposed to what the Bible objectively says about it.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people live. They live in reaction to the prosperity movement. And so when they hear anything about economic empowerment, they think prosperity movement.
Yeah.
So they go all the way over here and act like money doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need to objectively know, hey, what does the Bible say about wealth and about wealth creation and economic empowerment? And to make sure that you are committed to being responsible with the gifts and talents God's giving you, so that you can, watch this, purposefully take care of those that you're responsible for taking care of, so that you can, secondly, be free enough financially to fulfill your purpose. Or thirdly, be financially set enough to fund your passion. Because some stuff people trying to make profitable is a passion project that you could fund if you'd actually use your gifts in another area where you could be more profitable. Then you could fund the passion project.
What is your call to arms, to action, to discipline while the world is having a meltdown? From California to Florida to Haiti to the Vatican, where when the smoke clears, what does the church look like?
Jay, when it comes to that, I'm an optimist. I would tell people in seasons like this, what you have to do is you have to prioritize your own soul. And here's what I mean by that. Jesus says, if your eye offends you, pluck it out. I know my tolerance to exposure to the smoke before that smoke starts getting in my lungs.
Yeah.
I know how much I can see, how much I can hear before I have to withdraw and take care of my soul. So I would say that in terms of people personally. But I do believe, man, church survived Nero. I'll just stop there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Church survived Nero. I think. And so I believe if we stay faithful. Now, we need to do a whole nother conversation on this. I have what I would call a healthy hopelessness for American evangelicalism. So that's a different conversation.
Yes.
I have a hopelessness for them. It's healthy for me.
Right.
Not to expect something that you hadn't shown me the fruit that you ever intend on changing.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, they committed.
Yeah. So if I am if I'm from a theological tribe, if you got slavery wrong, I mean, it's kind of easy to get right. You know what I mean? If you miss slavery, then I would think you would be much more humble in your hermeneutic of scripture, and you wouldn't be so quick to lecture other people like you are experts when it comes to a theology of social justice.
Right.
So I got a healthy hopelessness with that. So I'm not expecting much from American evangelicalism when it comes to dealing with the smoke.
Right.
I do believe, though, that if we faithfully shepherd our people, we speak to our people and speak truth to power, that somehow, some way, God keeps his church and the gates of hell won't prevail.
I love it. There's only one Darius Daniels. He done tried to turn this to the Lion's Den. This is not the Lion's Den. This is the Jamal Bryant Podcast. Brother, I'm grateful you hung out with me today.
Man, I enjoyed it, brother.
Appreciate I love your mind. You got an incredible heart and clean hands.
Thank you, brother.
God honors you for many years to come. Make sure that you all please like, follow, subscribe, share, and watch it all over again. So many bombs were dropped, and I need you to catch all of them. Until next time, do me a favor, remain clear.